Hey there, I'm Paulino B. Michael, and welcome to the Flat Out Truth. Am I on?
Yeah.
Why does I sound so low? I don't know. It sounds different. It's like it's not in my ear anymore. Anyway, so we have a special guest, Zen Garcia. We are waiting for him to join us, and we can start our interview with him. We are streaming on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, our own private platform. If you want to join us for the entire interview, you have to be a member or join the flatouttruth.com. Just go there and just follow the instructions. Very easy. You can even download the app, and you would be ready to go and find us on our lives and all the other content that's on the platform. So much content on there. So, like I said, we're just waiting for Zen to tap in, and then we'll get everything going. Until then, our platform's been growing, and we've been adding so many features. Like we did add the whole TikTok thing, then we added YouTube, then we did Facebook. We will be trying to add X at one point. And just for a disclaimer, this is satire, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So we're just waiting for Zen to jump on. So hopefully he'll be here shortly. So anyway, there's a lot of things going on with our transition. We actually added a website because it seemed like people just didn't want to go straight to the platform. It was a little confusing for them. So we actually made, or my wife made, a really sweet, badass website. You guys got to check it out. It's really nice, very colorful, very functional. And she's amazing that she can do all that stuff. She's actually hacking away right now doing something. So she's always in the back doing anything. Couldn't have a better helpmate. So anyway, let me bring her on if she's ready to talk a little bit. This is Chelsey B. Michael, my amazing wife, IT and producer and clicker of buttons, she likes to call herself. So
I am indeed a clicker of many buttons, clicking of lots of buttons. So we're just waiting on Zen. I poked him a little bit, so hopefully he can jump on soon. He actually came on last week, thinking it was the show, so he got to hang out and watch and do stuff. So, let's see.
I'm really low on my side. I don't know.
You're low.
Yeah.
All right, let me double check. Sound check.
Yeah, just make sure. Can everybody hear us from all the platforms? I just want to make sure the audio's doing good for everybody to hear before he jumps on.
Sound looks good there. That's good there.
Because while we're waiting, we can always show them the website. We can always show them some of the platform features.
Yep.
And some of our updates on that and things like that.
Yep.
It might turn down on this mechanism. Is that what it is?
No.
Wow. How about, is it? Oh,
Try.
that's not plugged in.
I was gonna say check the plug. When all else fails, check the plug.
Yeah. Audio is horrible. Oh, yeah. Now I can hear myself. It didn't matter, though. They could still hear me, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, I just couldn't hear. I was like, what the heck's going on?
All right,
So-
let me go see if I can find Zen. So we have all these fancy
Is
communication
Zen,
methods.
Is Zen on here? Or are you just still trying to find him?
That's what I'm looking for right now. See if he's on.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Thank you for being patient. In the meantime,
Yes. Like I said, we should show the platform and stuff once you get everything set up. I know you have his regular phone number, right?
I have already done that. Yep.
Okay.
Guess I could try calling.
You could. You could try calling.
They can hear the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, call is a call. I mean, it's more direct. Man, I didn't think about sending him a reminder.
Yeah,
Even though
I
we
know.
told him.
This is only our second one. We're getting used to it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've been hyping it up. We need Zen to be here.
This is true.
But he came on last week, but it wasn't last
I know.
week.
That's why I'm kind of laughing.
Yeah, because he was early last week, but
Yep.
he wasn't on last week. And then he's like, oh, man. So we even reminded him on Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah.
That he was coming on?
Yeah. See if it'll work.
Uh-oh. She's actually calling Zen right now. Interesting.
Is it Central, Eastern? Is that Eastern time? Georgia Eastern time?
Yes, it's still the same.
Okay.
You can ask Marcus. It's the same. I see Marcus in the chat.
I know he's...
Been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not.
Uh-oh. So maybe he read your text now.
Yeah.
Hopefully he pushed the button.
I'm hoping he pushed the button. He's like, oh, shoot.
Yes. So.
We're all guilty of that.
Yes. And of course, everything went perfectly to get on
I know.
time.
I was so excited. I was like, I got this time. Everything's stream ready.
Yeah.
Everything's live. It's
Baby's
looking great.
asleep still.
Baby's sleeping. We got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Even went and grabbed some snacks for the 3-year-old, so to keep him busy a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So
I mean, yeah, we can show the website, I guess.
yeah. So let's show the website. I'm sorry,
Let
guys.
me-
We got to hook up this Zen thing here. I seen somebody else join, but you keep doing that. So
All right.
yeah, we're still waiting for Zen. But go ahead.
So,
do you
I
want to show the
poked him a few
website first,
times.
or do you want to?
Give me just a sec, and I'll bring it up.
We could actually ask Tammy. Tammy, Tammy George is watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, she
Hey,
says
Tammy.
she's hearing loud and clear.
Can you get a hold of Zen, or can you find out if Lisa can get hold of Zen, so that we can get this started? Like I said, he thought that he was supposed to go last week, and then, but we reminded him on Saturday. But maybe we should have. Now we know something.
Now we
like
know
this
the day before. Shoot,
I'd
maybe
say
even
the
the day
day of.
of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send
say
him a-
hey, just a reminder.
Yeah.
We'll see you tonight.
Yeah, maybe bug him a little bit more next time. Right?
Yeah. All right, so let me share this for you guys, and then I've had to click this button for a while.
All right. Yeah. So here's the website. This thing's amazing. So we wanted it to look fluid and look just like everything else. So if you go on our Rumble or YouTube, our Facebook, our platform itself, even X, I mean, even though all the artwork is different sizes and I had to do all these things and manipulate it, yes, I had to change some of the designs, but they look very cohesive, very uniformed.
I think it came out very
Same
nicely.
styles, yeah. So this is our actual website. So if you go to flatouttruth.com, this is what it's going to look like.
Yep. So we have this beautiful Flat Out Truth logo. All the options that you can check out. This login button will take you right to the platform. So all you guys that are already signed up, super simple. All of our social media is down here. Our YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, our X, Instagram, Spotify is in the works right now, and then our Rumble. So again, those of you who have not joined, you have the option. Again, check out the platform. All our upcoming events, obviously, Zen Garcia tonight. All our Flat Out Truth lives every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Our new member walkthrough, which is once a month. So this next one's coming up June 23rd. Our merchandise store, again, this one's coming again soon.
Yeah, we had merch, right? But we
We
didn't like the company we went through. There was some issues going on, and we like people to get their merchandise on a timely manner and things like that. So we ended up finding another one. So this one has really high ratings. So I'm gonna redesign everything that's in the old one into the new one. Plus, it has more stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. I'm gonna work on that tomorrow and the next day or whatever. So we'll get a whole bunch of stuff knocked out again.
I'm going to get my fuzzy hat in time for winter.
Yes. So that's on its way for sure.
Yeah, and a onesie. Got to get a onesie.
That's right.
So a little bit about us. As he said, he is our host, Paulino B. Michael, the creator and knower of people and things. I'm the co-host, producer, and then clicker of buttons. Instructions, buttons to download the app, which we do highly recommend. It's a lot easier. Anybody that's using mobile, anybody that's using tablets, our app works great. Our new communities, so you can see the Curiosity community. This is free for everybody. Anybody that wants to come check it out. And then
what do you get?
you get
No cost.
yeah, there's no cost to this. So you get our community discussions, which is our Curiosity community. You get our live shows, so you can come in here and watch them live with everybody. Then you get the upcoming news, and this is where everybody can share news going on in your area. And then again, we like to speak freely on our platform, so highly encouraged. And then there's a couple other things like the Homebody Cafe, which is a feel-good space. So if you want to bring somebody up, send some encouraging stuff.
Make people laugh. Yeah.
Make people laugh, yep. And then it also includes the origin, which is actually Paulino's and my full story, start to finish, almost. We're working on part 3. And
you can show that in a minute.
yeah, I can show that in a minute.
Yeah, unless Zen jumps on.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that, too, is he has like little, like a little blog where it's like words of wisdom kind of thing, which is fun. And then for our Emerald community, so with this one, everything in the curiosity is included, obviously. Then you also have all of our discussions on truth topics from society to biblical texts, which is what we're talking about tonight, health, government, law, financial, the truth in all things. So we have in-depth discussions on there. You can do voice or you can do chat, share things there. Extra live Q&As that you can ask us, like ask us anything, things like that. Our exclusive content, so our unedited videos will all be included in this. And this also helps support our future research and experiments. Again, we're going to start like doing DIY stuff for you guys, food stuff. So this is all stuff we're going to share and say, hey, do you guys want to learn how to do this? Here you go. Here's the pathway forward. Then we have the contact us. So if you guys want to schedule, be a guest speaker on the Flat Out Truth, or just want to ask us a question, anything like that, you can contact us that way. And then, of course, other ways to support us if you want to donate. We do have Cash App and we have Coffee. So Coffee, you can also follow us and we'll update you with things there. And, of course, and again, you want to become a truth seeker. So, next thing. So this one, again, just more in depth. What is the Flat Out Truth? A little bit more about Paulino. And one of the quotes, he actually has said this to me. He's never read this book before. Someone mentioned it when I was watching online. And I had to buy this book because this was on the back of the book, which is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Because if someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. And that's what we go by, the flat out truth.
I mean, like I even do my Change My Pride series on the Facebook and on other things. Everybody's prideful. Change it. Show me the data. Show me statistics. Show me scripture. Anything.
Yep. You got it. So, and then soon to come, what people think about the flat out truth. So this will be some of our testimonials. We're working on these. We've got some from Jeremiah Skiba. We've got some from Dustin Benavides, and then a few other members here. So shout out to you guys for writing some of those for us, and they'll be up here shortly. Let's see. Next one is, again, some more information. So description of our communities, a join now, which, yeah, see, that's what it's going to do. It doesn't like it. And then our Emerald community. So it'll take you straight there. There you go. Back home.
All right. So now you can get into the platform. If there's any questions, just let us know. We'll try to answer them. If we can find them. I mean, you got 4 platforms. We're going to try to get it so we can get all the comments into one spot. There's a lot of people that do that, and that's what Chelsey's going to be working on at some point. So every message from TikTok, YouTube, everything would be all in one spot, so it's easier to spot them and write in all caps letters. Most people say that because it is easier to find the questions.
Right. Let me do a quick checkup on our platforms.
I'm still trying to see how I can find the live really quick. There it is. Turn it off. All right, there we go. Yeah, so it's just me on there.
Yep.
So I'm looking at myself on Facebook and on
I know, I'm
our
just
own platform. I
checking
know, I'm just
out some
checking.
of it.
Yeah, I just want to see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, we got Brick in there, Tammy, just chilling.
Yeah, they're just chilling. Yeah, somebody can get a hold of Zen.
Yeah,
he must have forgot. He
that's what I'm thinking
obviously
too.
Forgot. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully that's not the issue. A health reason or emergency of some sort.
Oh, yep. We don't want that.
Yeah. So, This gives us a chance to show the platform a little bit, though, and what we've been working on. Most people, haven't even seen the website, right? Because there wasn't a website; it was just a landing page, and then you would go straight to the platform. But now, you can see you got like a true website that leads you into the platform. So, it's looking great. Things are coming together. We're getting everything filled out. We just got to line up the guests to make sure they show up, I guess, right? Make sure we remind them.
Yeah.
Like that, not to show up a week too early and then not show up when they're supposed to. So
Yep.
that's something we'll work on. Hey, everything happens for a reason. This is maybe the reason to show the platform. Everybody was expecting Zen. He might just jump on at any time. It happens. One time, somebody called me on accident, and we were live. It was a missed number. It was a wrong number, and I got him to join. We were talking.
That was a fun time.
Yeah, he was driving. I had him on just like she did with Zen, and we just put him on air. Yeah, he was driving around. He was trying to call his sister, and he got me instead. Next thing you know, man, I'm about truth, man. And next thing you know, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Florida, I believe, driving around. So it was pretty funny. Oh, we got another person joined, but I don't know who it is.
All right. Whoops, wrong one.
Nope.
Just kidding.
Just your dad.
All right, so let's go in.
All right, so this is the platform. So when you first join,
We're gonna go to welcome.
If you're just into curiosity, this is all you're going to get, right? So you get the welcome. Mm-hmm. Did you just make a noise?
I said, mm-hmm.
All right. And so, when you join, we recommend watching this video. It's the Veils video. Very powerful. It's less than 9 minutes long. I suggest watching it 3 times. It will hit you hard, and you'll understand what starts to separate a true seeker from a person that is still stuck in the regular world and doesn't understand how anything is working. The more truths that you get into, the farther away you get from, I guess you would call the norms or the masses.
Yeah.
And it's eye-opening and scary, sad, and joyful and happy at the same time. I know it's really weird.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Because the truth, right? So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's where you're going to go. And then you're going to go on talking about the checklist, right? So just show them what they're going to get on the curiosity, and then we'll show them what you get.
Yep. So, and then down here, you're working on a newsletter, and then all of our social media again down here. So you can go to all of our links. The origin that he talked about before. So this one, again, his just seeds of thought, just little things that I don't know what you call it. Like I said, the best way I understand is blog, but they're insightful things, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, there are articles, and most of them have videos that relate to it.
Yeah.
And so
we just cannot play them.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's what happens. So yeah, we just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings on the other platforms.
Yes. And again, here's the origin story we talked about. Again, more in depth, starting from Paulino, kind of his background, things like that. Why he grew up seeking truth always throughout his life. Didn't even know it. And then Act 2 is where I get to show up because I was not on a true seeking journey my whole life. I was content, had a good upbringing. And I was like, one day I prayed saying, you know what? I need to broaden my horizons. I shouldn't be so naive. I'm gonna get into things, starting with politics. And then that year I met Paulino. And the truth exploded from there.
Be careful what you pray for.
Be careful what you pray for.
You might just get it.
Yep. And then Act 3 is the one we're writing right now. So Paulino writes all of this, and I edit it down to a manageable form because it is a very long story. He could write a book. And Act 3 will be basically the start of the Flat Out Truth platform.
Yes, which would be April of last year is when I got the calling to actually go ahead and start the podcast. And before we knew it, we were going to make a platform, and this is it.
Yeah.
We had no intentions of starting the platform. We thought it was just going to be a podcast and maybe some blogs here and there. That's it. And I guess the Most High, Yahweh, used all of our gifts and everything that we've ever used in our life, things that I've learned throughout my lifetime, and then Chelsey and her background with like in IT and web design type things, we created this.
Yeah.
And it's easier way to show the truth, I guess. And everything's more in the comic book form. That's my favorite. I've done murals and life drawings and things like that throughout my life, but I really like comic book or graphic novel type illustrations. So Chelsey was like, hey, when we do it in that form because that's your favorite. So I just did it. And this is how I designed it. So all the artwork's done by me. She's my editor, so when I write, she just edits, and she does all the IT and the clickers of buttons. I wouldn't even want your mouse she got. She just bought a brand new mouse that has like 15 buttons on it. No, thank you. I don't want anything to do with that.
It's 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. 16 buttons.
See? I was just guessing. It just looked like a whole bunch.
I always forget the actual main mouse part. That counts. All right, so there's Origin. Next one would be the Curiosity Community. This is our general discussion for everybody. So, again, things that we post, things that you post. This is all included. You can send, let's see. Like you said, you can include videos. So you can put YouTube videos, you can put TikTok videos, you can do threads, Rumble, all sorts of things. Just write a little bit about it. You can put your own thoughts to it. You can ask questions. Again, it's whatever you want it to be. This is for all of our truth seekers. And then we use these hashtags to organize everything. So if I click on biblical text, it'll bring up all of the hashtags with biblical text in them.
So you guys can do this as members as well. So you
Correct.
can post and make articles. Sometimes it just takes a picture, or you can do a quick post that may not have any of that. So
Yep.
I like using the article format because I like to embed stuff. And it just looks neat.
It does. It looks very nice. So you can do all that. You can react, show your love, all the fun emojis, comment. You can do like polls and things, different questions to people, like the societal cost of truth can lead to positive change. This one actually was an accident. Poor Abel said she let go too soon. So most people think it's pretty positive. So you can create those different things. We have a general chat, which is our live chat. So any immediate thoughts you guys have, throw them in there. Events are actually things that you guys create as well. So these are usually voice discussions. So if you want to have a chat about, I don't know what's upcoming right now, I guess, that won't get me in trouble. The conflict going on right now out in the Middle East. If you want to have a conversation, you can create an event. You can use Discord, Zoom, Google Meet, Skype, Team, I guess not Skype. Skype's gone. Teams, you can use Microsoft Teams now and create a spot for everybody to go ahead and have a conversation about that and then see what everybody's talking about. Again, all of those things.
And you can do a virtual one too.
Yes, you can do virtual or you can do in person.
Yeah.
So you can actually, if there happen to be a lot of people in Michigan or Georgia or Texas and you're like, hey, let's all meet up. There's tons of us. You can actually schedule that as well.
Hey, Marcus is in Georgia. Why don't you run to Zen's house right now?
Yeah, how far?
Marcus, go knock on his door. Anyways, so yeah, you're going to go to the next one.
All right, so next one's Homebody. So this one, again, this one's for fun. Like, for example, so my uncle, who is over 70 years old, and he's actually also 6'5". Like, he's huge. But he loves woodworking, so he takes all this wood from his backyard, and he made this awesome train. And I had to share it because it was too cool. Ever caught a fish? So there's lots of things. Again, we can share whatever you want here just to make everybody feel good. Again, also a chat here.
Yeah, so every group or page or whatever you want to call these, right, have a chat to them. So.
Oh, we have an update.
Uh-oh.
Brick says news team assemble. I love it. Tammy said, Justin said the power could be out.
Ooh.
So, if that is the case, we could always reschedule. But
Yes.
we will keep you guys updated. Let me bug TikTok.
Because we could see as long as he has his phone, that's all he needs. So if anybody wants to let Zen know, as long as his phone works, he's fine.
Yes.
He can just call in. He can just go on the app. He's already got the app, and just go to the live, and we'll just get him to talk. And we don't need video. He's just doing audio anyway, so he could actually just use his phone and just talk it up.
Update. Here.
So that's all we got to do.
Yeah.
Sounds very
So I'm
simple.
updating everybody. Thank you for bearing with us. Let's see.
Thing could be have no power. Let's pray for him to get that power back on.
So, sorry all you guys watching, but I hope you've been entertained. That's what we're here for.
Well, it's all about information about, I guess, the platform now. I mean,
yeah.
maybe this
Well,
is why
hey, you know what? We're switching shows. We originally were gonna do our guests on Thursday,
only Thursdays.
but this one we ended up doing Tuesday because it was technically our first scheduled one. So we're still gonna do our show on Thursday, but we can do our show today and.
Yeah, because we're kind of doing what we were going to do on Thursday
it.
today. That's what we're
Yeah.
really doing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are, this is what was going to be shown on Thursday on our Thursday show. We were just going to do an update on everything.
Yeah.
And show everybody how it's going. So maybe we can get Zen to go on Thursday instead. Hopefully his power or everything is on by then. Or he could just jump in any minute. I mean.
Yeah. If he's, like I said, if he's got his phone. But like I said, I did text him.
Yeah.
And we tried calling. But we haven't received anything. So maybe he didn't charge his phone. So let's see. Something else that's free for our guests. So in the Curiosity community is the Flat Out Truth Live. So this is the one. This is where we do our live chats and things like that. You can see the schedule posted. So tonight, supposed to be Zen Garcia, but he's having some technical difficulties. In the after show, we do have after shows on Tuesdays where we just have discussions for everybody. Our live stream show again this Thursday, 8 p.m., normally Tuesdays. And we once a month have a new member walkthrough. So everybody that signs up, again, new members, we highly recommend going through this because it shows you how to post. So if you, Tammy, are not technologically savvy,
Yes,
we
Tammy.
show you how to do everything and how much simpler it is than you think. So.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin said storms there have been crazy, but he's checking. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, so
Yeah, and his
keeping
dad,
you updated.
Yeah, and his dad can, jump on. Zen can jump on anytime he wants.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, we'll throw him in. So yes, and we'll keep you updated, like I said, on here. This also has a live chat and a discussion page for you guys. We will keep it updated. Things that we share in the chat, like not necessarily in the chat itself, but things we want to share for after that we talked about on the show. Sometimes we'll post them on here. The after show we'll post for everybody to jump on afterwards. Fun stuff like that. So then we have into our Emerald community.
Still got news.
Oh, we still have news. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys will still get news.
You will still get news.
And the
Yes.
free. Yes. And curiosity.
Yes. We absolutely want everybody to have news. We want truth seekers from all over the U.S., all over the world. So we want people to post what's really going on in their areas. So things like that. Things going on. All that fun stuff. So all included. And all of these discussions, again, and a live chat. So if things are, I guess the power is out, it's a great place to go. It's a live chat.
Yeah. Why not? Just hang out.
Yep, you got it.
So I think that's it for the curiosity plan. So that's what you get for free.
That's what you get for free. That's what you get for
as a
free.
free
Your
member.
curiosity.
Yes. And so then once you get curious enough,
Yes.
and if you join and become a member,
You get the extra
you
stuff.
get extras. Who doesn't like extras?
So same thing as the Flat Out Truth Live. We have the Emerald one. Since this is relatively new, we don't have anything scheduled. But this is where we will schedule all of the extra Q&As and live shows that we do for you guys. All of our unedited videos will be posted here as well.
So like usually we'll do 30 to 40 minutes on the other platforms and then we leave them and strictly stay on our platform for like another 90 minutes.
Yep.
So you do 30 minutes out there and then we do an hour and a half here and it's unplugged.
You got it.
Uncensored. The guest and seem to really like that, especially when they show up. They really love it.
Yeah. They seem to have a blast when they show up.
Yeah, Lisa, because we had Hebrew Hawaiian. So we had
Yes.
Lisa George and Noble. They came on and they loved it once we got unplugged and got in here. She said it was almost odd to talk so freely. But yeah, so all of those full versions, so the full shows are on here. So you get all the 2 hours. Actually, our after shows, we have a couple after shows on here. One's like 6 hours long. And so we don't know if we're going to post all those ones yet. They can be pretty big, but they're very, I mean, there's some really good information on there on the after shows.
Yep.
But you can always join them live if you're one of these members. So.
All right, so let's go down. And so these are all our shows. So we have, I think, when do we start going live? 22. So 22 and 23, you'll see the edited versions on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah.
All those. They are included here as well, but you'll get the full unedited as well. Same thing with all the guests. So just a couple that you guys have seen before we went live, and then the Hebrew Hawaiian as well that we just finished. We put up today. So after show, like you said, guests. This is the one time we did. We actually went on to Zen's.
Yes.
Some of the milestones that we've had. I think these are on YouTube.
Yes.
These are on YouTube. These we'll have more fun finds, just little things videos that we do that Paulino edits and records. And this is it from our Discord, so our very, very early days when we first started.
Yeah, because we started a Discord because we were using it as beta, try to get the video and the audio right, and then how the format went. But we did a lot of shorts. We did a lot of shows on there, really. And these were I guess, the commercials for it, right? The ads.
Yes.
But they're actually videos.
Yep.
Videos of me talking, and then I did all the thumbnails, and
Yep.
it was fun. I can't wait to get back to thumbnails.
Yeah, you have a blast doing the thumbnails.
Yeah, they are so fun.
Yeah.
So
things like that. Let's see, that's it for videos. So again, as we grow, these will grow too. Music, which we haven't recorded anything yet. He's in the process of doing that. So all the music will be posted here.
it's not that it's recorded. I'm redoing it.
Redoing it, yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get it produced. So yeah, it's all original work. So that one's getting so close to being done. I think that one people are really gonna like it. Everybody that's heard the demo really likes it. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that and the changes. I think it's gonna blow away the people that like the demo are gonna like the real one, the finished version, way better.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. You can go on to your audiobooks.
Okay, so audiobooks. So for your listening pleasure, we will include some audiobooks. These are things that we like to read, aka me, because I'm going to record all the audiobooks. He thinks I have a really good reading voice, and I love reading. So we're going to share some of these books, and we'll have links to where you guys can go and purchase them for yourselves if you like them. But we'll have the audiobooks here. Just doing this, again, all for fun, things that we think people should have or share. And we also take recommendations. So if there's a book that you're like, oh my gosh, you should absolutely read this one, and we should share it on here, just go ahead and recommend it. We have a Contact Us now. You can recommend it there or on here, either or. And then going into all of our topics.
So these are all the topics that are in the premium. So you get the news like you did in Curiosity, but you get all these other ones.
Yep. So society, financial, the DIYs, health, food, government, science, cosmology, history, biblical texts, and of course, there's always a spot for conspiracy, where people like to speculate and theorize. And then expressions is actually one we added because we had some very creative people. So this is for your members' creative outlets. So poems, 2D art, 3D art, stories, music, something that you create.
Yes. Now you can go click on one of the ones that because I got to redo all the art because we keep adding stuff. So click one like the biblical one.
All right.
Watch this. So like each one is just like the Curiosity. So you're going to get your click on here. You're going to get in your biblical one. You got a chat so you can discuss that. I'm surprised it's not shooting up. There it is.
There you go.
It was on the little one, but not the big one.
I probably have a lot going on my computer.
That's probably why. All right, yeah. So
I'm using a lot of bandwidth.
So they all have banners that I'm gonna make. I have to make them all. This is one of my favorite ones actually, but it's just like the Curiosity or the Homebody. So there's a chat in here. You can put your own articles. You want to show them?
Sure.
Yeah. So you can go. You have your own articles, just like they're all the same that way. So each topic has its own place.
Yep.
And you can do your own articles that relate to that topic, and it's only going to grow. So like I do a biblical calendar So the Flat Out Truth has its own biblical calendar, which aligns with Scripture. If anybody's interested in that, we post that every month and every week. I tell you when the Shabbat's on.
Hey,
What?
we have. All right.
We have what?
We have Zen.
No way. I do see him. She's about to invite him.
Okay, so hold on 1 second.
All right, so we're going to put this on hold and go to Zen as soon as she gets hooked up.
Okay, so give me just a moment. Let me get everything ready. We do have Zen has shown. Yay! He's got his power back up. Thank you guys for being so patient.
Here he is.
Just inviting him now.
Yes. So she has to invite him on our platform and to speak. And then when he chooses it, then we can start hearing Zen talk.
All right, I've been waiting for him. I've been avoiding our platform chat. I'm so sorry,
Chelsea's
guys.
the one doing all these overlays and stuff. This is one thing she does that she's so happy. I just give her a little advice on tweaking and stuff, but she did a great job, and it's fun for her. I think it's one of those things where she finally gets to express herself.
Oh, the overlays and stuff.
Yeah, the overlays.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. So she made it match everything. So I mean, we always like, does it match? Is it good? It's like that. I mean, that's evolved a lot. Now Marcus is in our chat on the Flat Out. He's been with us since Discord, so he's seen all these things change like throughout time since last year. So here we go. Can Zen speak yet?
He should be able to. He shows up, so we need a mic test.
Testing.
Make sure your audio settings are all correct for Windows and for whatever you're talking on. Been guilty of that.
Yeah, almost like if you're just doing audio, almost say like just call.
Yeah.
Or use your app, I mean.
Yeah, you could use your app.
Yeah, on your phone.
Yep. Whatever works.
All right, Zen. Are you speaking, sir?
Okay, I don't have any audio for him yet.
But
Make sure your audio's enabled. I know it always asks you, Chrome or whatever browser you're using. They're like, do you want to be able to use this? Yes, I do.
Oh, I heard something pop.
I heard a pop.
Is that you, Zen? He's trying.
Okay. All right. So let me update. All right.
Hey, Zen, no biggie. We got to show everybody the brand new website that connects to the platform and got to show people around the platform. I mean, I know they're all anxious for you to talk. We'll give you like another 15 minutes on here before we just stick to the platform. Or do you want to go another half hour?
We can go another half hour. I think that's fine.
Wow.
Ooh, bonus for you guys.
Oh my gosh. She's not bringing the hammer. So everybody on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, you guys are going to get a whole hour tonight.
I know.
Before we jump off and stay just on our platform. Just remember, people, when we leave the other three, we are continuing on the flatouttruth.com platform. So once Zen goes, we'll hammer out another 30 minutes or so.
Oh, I have on Facebook, Kayla Murphy asked, have y'all read The Body Keeps the Score?
I have not.
I don't think I have either. I don't think I've heard of that one. So, all right, he's trying to get his mic. Like I said, if you're having issues with your computer at all, you can jump on the app too and just use your phone. So that is also an option. Or tablet or whatever you would like to use.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing. That's why it's funny when Tammy has so much issues. You just go,
Sorry,
especially if you're on the app, right? You just follow the live. It says live, click. Show him like, can you bring that up while he's getting ready?
What am I bringing up?
Just the platform. How it just shows follow the live.
Oh yeah, sure.
This is for you, Tammy.
This is for you. All right.
And the others.
Give me 1 sec.
So when you go to the platform, I mean, it's so simple. All you do is just follow the live and click it. I mean.
Okay, yeah. So once you log in, this is what you're going to see. Most likely is it's going to put you in the Curiosity community. It will have a little guy like this up here, either at the top. Like if you're on your computer, it's at the top. If you're on your phone, it's usually at the bottom. And you literally just click it. If I click it right now, it'll give you horrible audio feedback, though.
Yeah, and then or the one to the left. You
can also follow, like here, you can see that there's a live on right now.
You just click it.
So you just click it. and it's right here. So there's the live stream. You just click this right here.
Follow the live. See that? That's our little picture there.
Super
That's it.
simple.
Super simple, Tammy. It's funny because Lisa's like, Tammy's so tech savvy compared to me. But Lisa
I know.
can do
Lisa
it.
did it. Yeah.
Lisa did it.
She had no issues. She did great.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. All right.
So, all right. We're just working on Zen's audio. Let's see.
I almost wish I could see what his setup is sometimes.
I know. I'm so curious. I'm curious of everybody's setup though, but that's kind of natural. Like I said, I'm the techie nerd, so I'm like, what do you do? It's like,
Well, we've been working on all this to get the audio right and get everything sounding right and the
yeah.
video. And
Yep.
once you mix them together, it's way harder.
and then
They're
when
just
you
really
have
harder.
2 people, it's twice as hard.
Oh yeah, like if we were just gonna stream just me, it'd be so much easier.
It would be so much easier.
Yeah, yeah. So
Then
like,
I can just click buttons and I don't have to do anything. But
Yeah.
having to manage everything double, it actually, like, I didn't realize how much it more
yeah. Once you
complicated.
add that second person and your
Yeah.
second mic and all that.
Yeah, because as a gamer, right, I watch all these people game and they do all this stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, they make it sound so simple. But then you add that second person. All right, not sure. Okay, so things to check.
Are you on your computer? Right?
Yeah,
Ask
are you
him,
on your-
What are you on?
Yeah, Zen, are you on your computer?
I just what is he on? It's probably easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove him really quickly
And then put him back on.
and then put him back on. Yep. Okay,
she-
so he's on the computer. So first thing to do is to check your Windows settings, which is like your little speaker guy in the bottom right corner by your time. So you want to make sure that your audio is the correct audio that you're using, whether it's for your mic. So that's not the first thing to check, is make sure Windows is correct. The second one to check is, like I said, our platform, is make sure the mic button, there's a little arrow next to it. Make sure that matches what's on your Windows, and it's the correct one. So those 2 locations need to match. Took me forever to figure that out. I have a love-hate relationship with Windows.
And then just accept, right?
Yep, and then make sure your browser is up to date, your whatever you're using, and then make sure that the sound is enabled, like your sound in your camera is enabled. So when it first asks you, like your browser says, hey, do you want to allow audio or video? Then you got to make sure to say yes, or on this platform or something. If you say no, it will not allow you to do that. It gets angry.
All right. We're still working on getting Zen here.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, TikTok's pretty quiet.
Oh, you hear that? So Marcus said he didn't get his
He didn't
mic
get his
working.
mic working. So then Marcus must use his phone.
Do you use your phone or a tablet, Marcus?
Because we've had other people that didn't have issues.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Come on, do it.
We can
You
do this.
Do it. You can do it. You know what's so funny? Because what did he do last time? He was here last week and it worked.
Yeah, you're right.
Zen, we were talking to you last week.
Yeah.
Do exactly what you did last week. That's so funny. I just thought about that. I was actually talking to Zen. It's funny. Like people joined in to get Zen, and we show them a tour of the website and the platform, and now we're doing some tech work here. I hope it's semi exciting. I mean, Zen has so much information. I just like everybody's probably like, "What's Zen gonna say?"
Yep.
Yeah, so I say we'll just go a half hour after whenever
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
we get this fixed.
Okay. Yep. No, appreciate the patience, guys. Yep. And again, all of you guys in the Emerald are gonna get full unedited. Have fun. No, you're okay.
No worries. I don't know if you have the app on the phone. You could always just try that and just talk.
I can show you how to download the app, and then we can walk you through that.
It is like a tutorial.
It is.
But it is easy. I mean, it is easier for a lot of people because they just hit it, and especially because you're not doing video.
Yeah.
Even Chelsea's mom does it, and her dad.
And they're both not that tech savvy.
No, especially your dad.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yes, she even put that in there. If my dad can do it, anybody can do it.
It's true. It's on the FAQs. which
It
are
is.
being recorded.
Yeah.
She takes offense.
Chelsea's mom just said, "Hey,"
Yeah.
but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, maybe we can get Zen that, and once you get him talking, ask him about what Kayla said, right? Kayla Murphy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because if he reads so much, I mean, there's probably something here. It would be surprising to you if he hasn't heard of it.
Yeah, because once we get him in here, you can put your questions in all caps.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to answer them. You can ask us, you can ask him. Obviously, I would rather ask him because that's why he's here.
Yeah.
So, trying to think of anything else. Let's see, everything's updated.
But it's weird because if he just did exactly
Windows.
what he did last week, it
right,
would just work.
it would work.
Yeah. This is crazy. Do you want to show more while we're waiting, or you can't?
What else do we have to show?
Well, you got to so far into the platform.
Yeah, we got to the topics.
Yeah. So you want to get to that, and we'll
Okay.
just finish going
Finish
until
going
Zen
topics.
gets going.
I'm trying to think of anything else I can think of to get the audio working.
Marcus said he had a hard time, and Marcus is really good at tech.
Yeah, which I see, and that's what. Once I got the windows matched, I didn't have any issues. But I find it fascinating because we have had other guests on,
Yes.
and like I said, they didn't have the same issues. So I'm trying to figure out what.
It's always one little button.
It is always one little button.
That's why I don't like it. That's why I'm glad I don't even have to learn it. Just let you do it.
It's got to be a Windows machine.
So anyway, we were down at the we were done at. You were showing like how they all are similar when it comes to setup.
Oh yeah.
The topics are different, obviously, but
Because this is one
the
of our
setups.
newer ones.
yeah, we just did financial. We really because we teach financial, give advice for financial literacy and teach people how personal credit works, business credit, and how they work together and how they totally are different though. So they are not the same. Setting up a LLC, get the EIN, and all that type of stuff. So we are consultants on that. That's what we were starting to do before I got the calling to go ahead. We thought that was what was going to fund the flat out truth. And biblically, he says whatever's first will be last, and last will be first. So we actually thought the flat out truth was going to be last.
Yep.
But he jumped this up and he said, no, you're doing this right now. After 8 years, or actually 7 years at that point, he pulled the trigger on me.
Yeah.
And I guess the rest is history. Before you knew it, we went from making a podcast to having a full-fledged, blown website and a actual platform.
Yep.
Very cool.
Plus the podcast.
I can't even believe this is happening. It's weird because we just
It's-
keep pecking away.
And it just turns into
and
something.
then it turned into something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus is in our chat. I mean, he'll tell you he's pretty blown away. Like he didn't know why we shut down Discord for like what, a week or so
Couple, yeah.
before we transferred from Discord to getting our platform off. When was that? December, right? No, when did we launch our platform? Like our beta testing of the platform. Was it December?
Yeah, I think it was December. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it was December. Yeah, December was the first
So-
unofficial month. Yeah.
Yeah, so December last year is
Alpha
when we
testing.
did it. Yeah, we were doing our alpha at that point. And when he first came in, it had hardly none of what we see now, right? It was like 10% of this. And he was like, wow, now I know why you left. I know why you were doing this instead of Discord. So anyway, so we get down. So you have all these platforms. Then you got the expressions. If she goes down,
This is stuff that we're working on.
yes, the biblical calendar. And I want to teach the biblical calendar to people, and I still do it on some of our shows and whatnot.
Yep.
So, and how it works with the Gregorian calendar. What's the difference between our Gregorian calendar and a biblical calendar? They are not the same. Do not align. So they're there at the very bottom. It says, yeah, you can donate Cash App, donate coffee. Then there's our merch again. And then,
That's
'cause
it.
there's a lot of peeking here. No, because if you go all the way up,
Oh wait, all the way.
I'm
oh,
teaching her how to do this.
Oh.
Yeah, if you go all the way up, this is the easiest way to find stuff is the timeline. She's supposed to be teaching you guys this. She usually does this.
I know. I'm trying to
hilarious.
I'm trying to placate YouTube and Facebook and
I know.
TikTok.
Well, like this is where the timeline, it shows all the most current things that we've posted. So of course there's Zen Garcia, and if you go down, any articles are in order of like the newest things that have been out. So that's the best way if you want to keep up to date with everything, is to do that. You just jump on there and You get everything in order, and it doesn't matter which one it's on. Now that's gonna be different if you're just in the curiosity, or if you're in the went to the premium and got on the emerald. There's a little bit difference because you're not gonna have as many topics, but it's still the hub to go to if you want to get everything current. So
Yes. Yep. You can see all the different things. So it'll only appear, like you said, for the things that you're involved in or included in your plan. So news, biblical, curiosity.
Now, if you click on the Truth
There's your
Seekers,
calendar.
yeah, there's my calendar.
Because
for this
today,
week.
today's third quarter moon.
Yeah, today is actually third quarter moon Shabbat so it's third quarter moon of the third month. So it's the 22nd day, and it's the third quarter moon. So if you looked out, and we're still in the count of Omar, the count to Pentecost. So we're at the second stage of that. So yeah, so right now every Tuesday is Sabbath or Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So next Tuesday will be the last one of the month. But if you go to the Truth Seekers there, it shows you everybody, and it shows you who's active right now and who's not. You can follow each other. So if you find somebody that you get to know, you can follow them. Or if you like what they post, you can follow them.
Yep.
And if they give you enough information, if they fill out their profile, it'll actually tell you where they're at, where they're from. And it'll show you who's close to you or not. So like if everybody in Georgia...
I don't think you post enough.
Yeah, see, I don't post enough at all. So I'm almost at 1,200. I'm being very, very lazy.
I want to see somebody catch up.
I didn't know I had 19 followers. Wow.
Hey, look at you.
And I only follow 3. And I don't know who that is.
Probably one of them might be me.
It's probably me, myself, and I.
It's possible.
Oh, yeah. And when you join, you can earn badges. I forgot all about the badges. See, so did you.
You love the badges.
I know, but you are the one that usually talks about them. So
I know.
I don't know how you forgot.
I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to think of.
You're doing great. You're doing great. But
I'm trying to think of how to get Zen on here.
so I created all these unique badges, and there's still a whole bunch more, and I'm still making more all the time, more ideas. So when you first join, you become a newbie. And so you got the 2 little pacifiers there, and if you donate on coffee, you get the coffee one. I got to make a Cash App one.
We're going to need a Cash App one.
Yeah, so there's 131 members that got the newbie.
This is your favorite.
But my favorite one is this one. See, you complete the new member walkthrough. You get the peace sign Sasquatch. That's like my favorite one still.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. It's probably because I'm a Jeeper. I got Jeep.
Yeah, so all the people that come in our live show, you get a badge.
Yep. So once you join, if you do a
Sneak
live,
peek.
you get that. And if you were lucky enough to be a founder, you get the founders. And they could be different. Like every time we do a new level,
Yeah,
we might have a new founder badge for each level.
that's true.
Each level gives you more access and more content. So we're trying to build this thing up to be everlasting
Yeah.
for truth seekers of truth in all things. I want to show you guys knowledge that you never knew you always wanted. So if you come in here for finance, before you know it, you might be into society, you might be into the biblical text, you might be into science. Oh, I never knew that about history. That's what this is about. Planting seeds and letting them grow. Now you seek the nourishment by going to every topic, keeping yourself open, posting articles, commenting. All that will build your knowledge, and you will spread your own seed to grow. So that's what this is about.
I'm gonna edit your. You need a personal link. Where'd it go?
What?
There you go.
You guys see, dude? You're giving away my.
Everybody can do
secrets.
this.
You're giving away my secrets. They're gonna all be me now.
You need a personal link. There you go.
All right, I got a personal link. So anyway, yeah. See how she's
Yeah. See how simple it's easy.
So anyway, yeah, you can get to the True Seeker. Oh yeah, here's
You
my
get streak.
streaks. So it gives you a streak. I've been on every day since they started the streak.
Yep.
So this was something that was new, that was implemented, and so I've been on the streak since then. 154 days, not bad. Not bad at all.
No. And then you can see. You referred by me.
Oh, he doesn't see any. Zen says,
I don't see any mic settings.
now.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Time out.
All right, she's gotta get back to.
I got an IT.
Yeah.
Hold on. So let me try this one more time.
Is it better if he just re-logs in totally?
Yeah, so I would try, go ahead and leave the live streams in and come back. Like, leave the live stream, refresh your browser, and then come back.
We'll
Try
try
that.
that and see if that. Sometimes the simplest thing. You know what's funny? Sometimes you do that, and sometimes you forget about it.
Yeah.
So my wife,
Once you've done it so many
my wife will
times.
say something, and like sometimes I'll be messing with it. She goes, "Just refresh it,
Yep.
or leave and come back." And then when somebody else is stuck in it, she doesn't think about it. She's talking about all this technical button clicking thing because she's a clicker of buttons.
Push the power.
And then I'll say something like, "Can't you just refresh it like you always say?" "Oh yeah, just refresh it. Get out and do that."
Yep.
So it's funny because you know why? I streamline everything.
It's true. I know I tend to complicate things, and so I always have to, like, you write the simple mantra of KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid. I have to repeat that myself all the time. It's like, no, just simple. The first thing, it's usually the easiest one. So
Yeah, and I like to streamline everything I do. I like try to make everything simple. So let's see if this will work when he comes back on. We got 10 people now, but I don't know. It's probably 2 me's. Oh, there's 2 Zens. There's 2 Zens in here. So we'll figure this all out.
yeah.
But yeah, so like the Truth Seekers, when you click on that, it shows you all the Truth Seekers, who's near you. You can message each other within the platform.
I'm
like-
just gonna invite both.
Yeah, she's inviting both Zens. Can they both talk?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I owe some people some badges. So Michael's in here for the first time. I
Oh,
think Zen.
Michael?
I may or may not get Zen his badge last time.
Hmm.
Dustin has been here. Chad's been here. Chad's got to leave in 3 minutes.
Maybe,
It's his
maybe
it's
if
his
Zen
bedtime.
starts talking, he might stay.
That's true. That's a good
Like,
point.
Yeah, you can almost set your watch by him. 9 o'clock, go
9
to
o'clock,
sleep.
it's
See
bedtime.
you guys. He doesn't care what's going on. See, he's laughing, but it's true. You can set your watch by, but it's 9 o'clock. Chelsey will even say it sometimes when he's on here. Well, we'll be seeing Chad leave in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, and here's what's funny too. Like we didn't have a power outage, but we had to turn our power off, and that reset all of our lighting.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
We turned it all on, and we're like, oh
'cause,
my
like, we didn't turn it
gosh.
back on until now. All right,
Yeah.
here's Zen. Come on, Zen.
All
You
right,
can do
come
it, Zen.
on.
Let me hear that beautiful voice. Uh-oh. Don't hear anything. Unless he's not talking yet. Did you just got to say okay, right? Doesn't he has to okay the mic though, right?
He has to okay the mic. Yeah. I don't know why it does that. It's not a feature that's part of it. It's the browser, whatever browser you're in, like that. That's the thing that's like, do you want permission to do this? Yes.
Because I've never had to do that, so I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Have no idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine even asked me this time because I think I had redone some stuff.
Come on, Zen.
I guess, hey, you know what, though? He could always just call us.
Yeah.
Like, you can call me on the phone. I've got it right. Like, I've got it set up. We can do it.
Oh, yeah, you can just do a phone call,
We
Zen.
can just do a phone call if you want. I have a lot of alternate options.
Yes. We are like maxed out on professional now.
No devices available.
Who said that?
That's what Zen's saying.
He doesn't have no.
That makes me think it's a Windows then. Because
Okay, he said okay. So are you gonna call Zen? You can just call and we'll
yeah,
still throw
just
you
call.
up.
Yeah, we'll do a audio test on that.
Yeah, because when she called you earlier, we had you on here, so you would have been
Yeah.
on. You want us to call you, Zen?
I can do it that too. Whatever's easiest.
She's just trying to get her overlays already.
Yeah.
She's like, you got to make a overlay for Zen. See, it's funny because she said that. See, he is leaving. He doesn't care if Zen's coming on or not. Chad's like, I don't care. He doesn't care who's coming on. Elvis, yeah, he said for you to go ahead and call, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Chad doesn't care. Chad doesn't care. Elvis came back and said, I'm about to come on to Flat Out Truth. Chad would be like, good night, all.
Yep.
Be blessed.
Night, Chad. All
Hey,
right,
he's-
he's gonna watch the replay.
Yeah, he'll catch the replay. He's, you know what? Hey, he's consistent, man.
It
That's how
is true.
Yeah. Oh,
true.
we're calling him right now. Here comes.
All right, let's see if we can get this baby. I'm gonna.
Hey,
Hey, all
Hey,
right,
there's
now
Zen.
sound check for everybody else.
Can everybody hear
Can
Zen?
everybody
Yeah,
hear Zen?
hold on, but I'm glad to be here with you. Finally, sorry,
Sorry about
everybody.
that.
This has been a very technically difficult night.
You know what? Yeah, because Zen really doesn't like tech. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought I didn't like it. Zen really doesn't like it.
It's true.
So we're just trying to see if everybody else can hear you on YouTube and on TikTok and Facebook. Let's see if everybody can hear you. It looks like I got some thumbs ups in the Facebook, so I guess they can hear.
Okay.
So I see. So Zen is on.
Uh-oh. I
What?
detected inactivity.
Okay,
No.
right.
Hold on.
good.
Sorry, TikTok's mad at me.
Uh-oh. TikTok's mad.
I'm fixing it. All right, TikTok. Here we go. All right, here we go.
All right, Zen. So
You guys are OG with all this. I don't know how you do 4 streams all together at one time.
well, it's much
Practice.
Yeah. And we're gonna add another one, Zen. We're gonna add X.
I want to add X. I got to figure that one
That's
out.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, we came a long way, huh, Zen? From when you first met us.
Yeah, without a doubt. You guys are leaving everybody in the dust.
I got to get the word out. That's what he told me to do.
Yeah,
Hey,
for sure.
when the Father says to do something, you just say, "When."
It's just
a
a
good point.
matter of being persistent and keeping doing it and having a schedule, and the audience will grow
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah, and we need to direct them to people like you, Zen. So that's why we want you on. There's people that don't know who you are. You're unless they already followed you. You have so much knowledge to give, and your story is amazing. Your books are amazing. I like that you get the old, ancient biblical texts that are forgotten and you reprint them. And why am I telling them that? Zen, tell us.
Yeah,
They've been waiting an hour just to hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm over
we
talking.
have a very similar interest, even with the work that you're doing on the calendar, and that's definitely one of my most favorite topics. But absolutely all of the extra biblical texts, and you did ask me a question about how Sacred Word Publishing was started, and basically um, wanted to just publish all of because I was putting all this research material into book form anyways for my personal use, just because I didn't like reading from either a Kindle or from the computer. And then the Most High sent me a dream and told me to start sacredwordpublishing.com, and gave me the icon, which was the sword, the cross as a sword, and the Bible being split in pages on each side. For those that don't know, you can just go to our website, and I'm sure it's it's found there. But the name and the icon, everything, it all came together. And my son came up to Winder, and we went to the business office and secured the name and started Sacred Word Publishing on November 1st, 2016. And since that time, it's just been me and my son and my daughter-in-law and a few other friends, Laurel Austin and Carol Austin, and they were very instrumental in helping us to get a lot of the work done. And we did a number of conferences early to meet the community, and that was very beneficial. It was awesome to meet everybody and to come to closer relationship face to face. And so that was awesome for creating what led to the Digital Readers Club, which my son then received a dream about starting that whole venue. And that's when, ever since then, we've been doing the Digital Readers Club on Saturday evenings, gathering with individuals like yourself and people from all over the world and just reading scripture and having fellowship and uh, praying for each other, one another in the world. And there's nothing like a tight woven community, and being able to encourage and inspire each other and to support each other in all the difficulties that life brings for people with health issues or whatever it may be. Everybody has obstacles that they contend with daily, but um, I'm glad that I was able to join you here, and I do apologize. Weather, there was a huge thunderstorm that came through, lightning, and knocked out all the power. And I have fiber optics, and it still knocked all the power down and everything. So,
Wow.
but any any other questions or anything that you want me to speak on? I'd be glad to answer anything from yourself or the community attending the live stream.
Well, like I first started listening to you, and I remembered that you were on two radio shows too, right? Like each of your shows, you had two different radio shows, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, Revolution Radio on Wednesday nights, which we still do that. That's at freedomslips.com. There's two studios, A and B, and a whole number of different hosts that come on each of the different hours of the day. It is covered 24 hours from all over the world. And then we did Truth Frequency Radios on Thursday nights, and from 9 to 11 p.m. And then I would alternate with Rob on his show, Revolutionary Radio. I would join him as a guest every Wednesday, 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., which was often difficult, but was worth it. And I didn't mind staying up late, and it was always a good time to be on with Rob and, you know, bantering back and forth and bringing up the different manuscripts that we read from and doing the studies that we did. I'm very fortunate and grateful that we have the time and the space to do what we did in the before his passing, unexpected passing. And
Yeah.
he was a very close friend of mine.
Yeah,
So,
we
but
appreciate it. I mean, I listened to. All right, I'll be honest. I listened to all your stuff at least 3-4 times, and you and Rob are epic. That combination was, it was just meant to be. For that time, it's just that you brought so many people to truth on many things, not just the biblical, but on everything. It made you seek truth in all things, and that's why we built this off of that. Like I want truth in all things because everything leads back to Scripture. Everything.
yeah, that was the wonderful thing about Rob, is that he was very careful to research everything in a very detailed manner before coming forth in stance on whatever issue. And he was very careful, and I think that was very smart. I wasn't as careful, and found myself blacklisted by a lot of individuals and a lot of different alternative truth leaders. But it is what it is. I've been controversial since the publication of my fourth book, The Lucifer Father of Cain, which I had no idea was such a controversial topic, and releasing that as my first book as far as research on the scriptures, I immediately found myself, nobody wanted to touch me with a 10-foot pole. And so there was no need to hold back. And I just went from one controversial topic to the other, and just kept finding myself being blacklisted by more and more and more individuals. But it's interesting that a lot has come to light now, and a lot of people that had ostracized me and scolded me and opposed me vehemently prior have come around, and a lot of people have thank me for doing the research that I've done and presenting the information that I have. And it's nice to see that people are opening themselves to new possibilities and examining scripture and with open-mindedness and open-heartedness that you really need to have in order to learn and discern something new. And for a lot of people, they're not really interested in seeking out or learning truth. They just want really to confirm the things they think they already know of truth, and anything that is contrary to majority opinion, often they, will uh, label as heresy, and that's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, nobody wants their bubble popped. That's what I've noticed.
Right.
Like the Matrix, right? Agent Smith comes out. You could have a really good conversation. You hit the wrong button, that will pop their bubble, and they just start shaking, and you can't even recognize the person you were talking to anymore.
Yeah, it's that is the truth of the matter for a lot of people. They have the most difficulty in overcoming themselves and the obstacles that they present before themselves, and so uh, unfortunate. But Rob himself, he was a very open-minded individual, and he investigated all topics very deeply. And because of that, we had developed a very deep relationship with one another, and doing the whole Quest for Truth series, um, going through the Book of Enoch and Genesis and uh, other portions of the Pentateuch, the Exodus, and all of that, and reading from a number of different manuscripts. He read from like Jasher and Jubilees and a lot of the other well-known extra biblical manuscripts, and I would always bring in some of the lesser known, more unfamiliar texts, and bantering off of each other and paralleling those accounts. It was very beneficial for others in opening them up to other manuscripts, because my listening audience is very uh, open to a lot of the extra sources. And though I don't claim that everything I read is inspired, I still think that, everybody should read and examine something before placing judgment on it, or especially if you're going to condemn a manuscript, at least read it and know what it says before forming such opinion. And so Rob was similar in dispon- uh, disposition, and so he was also a very, very deep thinker, and he was open to give account of where he was in his research and in his walk with the Most High. And both of us came to biblical cosmology around the same time, which was also another thing that bonded us in friendship, because a lot of people were, condemning and having knee jerk reaction. I'm sure you've
Yes.
contended with a lot of that yourself. Um, but he also opened the platform, and his listeners, which he had 200,000 subscribers at the time that both of us started to engage in doing this back and forth. I would join his show for a week, and he would join my show the next week, and we would go back and forth in that manner. And in doing so, we would tackle a lot of controversial topics. He was one of the first ones to allow me to speak on, and we had a debate with Minister Dante Fortson on the serpent seed, and both of us were speaking on, biblical cosmology and our um, all the things that we were learning in regard to that, and especially when I applied this new understanding that I had on the Earth being a non-moving, fixed, stationary foundation for the heavens that are moving in circle around Polaris. Um, when I came to that discernment, I applied it to that portion of the Book of Enoch, which I was never able to decipher previously, the book on the courses of the heavenly luminaries. And in doing that, it was just absolutely mind blowing because everything that was, you know, not comprehensible previously, it was a light bulb moment and everything was falling into place and making sense in a way that I never had been able to understand previously. Like Enoch describes the motions of the luminaries as moving from east to west and then north and then back to the east, which um, if you're looking down from the holy temple or where Polaris, the mount of the congregation, looking down upon the earth as a circular, as it says, a circle inscribed upon the waters of the deep. It represents what looks like a clock's face. And so the motions that east to west and then north to east would be circular. And it's the same thing that we see when you look at the way that the star trails present themselves over the course of an evening. All the luminaries, all the constellations, all the stars, they are moving in a fixed orientation in circle around Polaris. And the Mazzaroth is situated in such manner. And so the Most High established the two luminaries, the greater, which is the sun, and the lesser, which is the moon, along with the other five planets, the wandering stars, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. And all of these hold um, a different position on each of the seven heavens that the atmosphere and what we would call the outer space, all of that below the firmament is divided into. And so the sun and the moon and these five wandering stars all hold orbit in one of these different seven heavens. And so learning all of that, it was just mind blowing. And when I was reading and studying that material, I knew immediately that I had to write a book about it. And that led me on a 3-book journey into the structure of the universe and, biblical cosmology. And I produced Flat Earth as Key to Decrypt the Book of Enoch, and then followed that one up with the Firmament, Vaulted Dome of the Earth, and the last one, Paradise, Sides of the North, and the Mount of the Congregation. And those 3 books are, 400 pages of material each on this particular topic. And the things that you and Chelsey have also been looking into and examining with great effort. And it's nice to see so much of the world now coming to this truth. And a lot of people that have reputations to hold that are part of military or um, pilots, commercial pilots, or even Navy pilots or fighter pilots. Uh, a lot of people are coming forth and sharing how there's this, as far as looking for the curvature of the Earth, it's completely non-existent. Anybody can test that for themselves, and so it's very easy to come to deducement that curvature is non-existent and that the Earth is not moving at 1,037 miles an hour, which is faster than the speed of sound or a bullet shot from a pistol, which, when you think of those kind of speeds, it's absolutely ludicrous that the Earth would be moving that fast when any day I can go outside, and a lot of times the flag outside of my house on the pole is completely listless and non-moving, or there will be just a gentle breeze enough to to fill it and to push it into the wind. But yeah, the things that we've been taught, we've had to really go back and review everything, because I find now that a lot of what we believe to be true and the basis of reality is all lies, propaganda, built one atop of another. And so, um, understanding that what NASA and the world has told us with regard to, the Earth being a ball and spinning in orbit around the sun, all of these things are fabrications. And so, understanding that, um, I realized that you can't believe anything that you're told or raised into believing or indoctrinated. It's basically brainwashing. And so you have to throw all that out and then restore it with truth. And that's a long process, but it's a worthy one to begin journeying upon.
Now, I remember when Rob was still coming towards it. Rob, I loved it. Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. That's what he always said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he waited so long, and because he wanted to be sure, because he knew what it would cost if he was wrong, or once he actually just made the announcement. Regardless if he was wrong, once he made the announcement, he knew it came with consequences, right?
Right.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
he was very, very cautious. I think that he was really close to the biblical calendar that you and I are more aligned with. One Shabbat a week and the moon phases. And he was so close. I think he was hinting he was getting close to that because he was trying to
Yeah, he didn't
understand.
have enough time
Yes.
to really look into it and vet it out thoroughly. He was so busy with seed, and
Yes.
also he was writing, books on biblical cosmology and endeavoring to bring out a lot of the extra biblical material as well. So he was a very busy individual, and he only had a certain amount of time to, apply to researching new things, and especially topics that he wasn't 100% focused upon.
Yes.
But definitely biblical cosmology. That was something that he put a lot of investigation into, and wrote, two volumes on Zetetic astronomy
Yeah.
that he released to the public. But yeah, I think, and another thing that he uh, stood by me on right before his passing was he wrote an article about, the wisdom, Sophia being the feminine aspect of the Godhead.
Yes.
And of course, that's also another topic of which I am greatly condemned and uh, challenged by a lot of individuals, which it's very easy for me to show to people that are open minded. I mean, Proverbs 8 and, Genesis 1:26, 28, male and female created they them. Uh, that the Holy Spirit is the feminine aspect of the Godhead. And Proverbs, the entire book of Proverbs, speaks of that. A lot of the apocryphal texts, which were removed from the canonical, the 80 book canon,
Yes.
the revisions, that all of those apocryphal, the 13 books of the Apocrypha and the Shepherd of Hermas, they allude to and reveal how the Holy Spirit is the feminine aspect of the Godhead, and that women were made in the image of her in the same way that men were created in the image of the Father and the Son, and how they represent a holy family. But that's a whole another issue, another one that Rob and I talked a lot about, in which he always wanted to do a deeper dive into, was pre-existence, and how it is that in the scriptures it is declared that Jacob was favored and Esau hated at a time when they had not yet even been born as children. Because it's only when you understand that we had a part to play in the war in heaven, and that we also pre-existed and were uh, previously incarnate in spiritual form before entering into the wombs of our mothers, as it says in Jeremiah chapter 1, where the word of the Lord went to Jeremiah and said, I have foreordained you to be a prophet unto the nations, and how he knew us before we ever entered into the wombs of our mothers. Um, it only makes sense that that previous embodiment is what determines election and the circumstances of our birth, and how it is that those that are on the side of the Messiah, that we are allied and we give our allegiance to the Most High and Elohim, the Father, the Son, and the Mother, the Holy Spirit. And yet, those that weren't and those that oppose the Godhead, they are part of what is the seed of the serpent. And we see that in Genesis that there's going to be enmity between these two bloodlines, and how in the book of John it speaks about the sons of Belial, the children of perdition, and how they would have an alternate demeanor, one that is, opposed to love, to life, and liberty and freedom, and that they would be, you know, selfish in regard and um, self-consumed, and just the way that the Pharisees are in wanting to sit at the head of the table. We see that, the Christ said that they were the assassins of the prophets from the time of Abel to Zacharias, which Zacharias was the father of John the Baptist, and he was killed in the Holy of Holies by Herod's henchmen. But the fact that he cited them, those that are of their father the devil, as being the assassins of the prophets, and giving link to Abel, who was killed by Cain, it's absolutely undeniable that the serpent seed are the children of Cain, which I know that's another very controversial topic and issue, but um, when you examine it with open heart and open your mind to new possibility, it also is like biblical cosmology and the earth being a fixed, stationary, and non moving foundation for the heavens above. It's a skeleton key for unlocking, even why there's such a detailed account of who begot who and who was the son of who. And we see in Luke chapter 3 that Cain is left out of the lineage of the Messiah, and his lineage is found in Genesis chapter 4, whereas the children of Adam are found in Genesis chapter 5. And, there's so much that is connected to that. Matthew chapter 13, where Christ tells us in the parable of the sower that the enemy is the one that snuck into the garden, sowed the tares, and that when the angels ask him if, he wants them to gather the tares for burning, he says, let both grow together until the time of the end. And without a doubt, I believe we are the fig tree generation. And we are those that will see the return of the Messiah. And I think that, what we're seeing happening right now with Iran and Israel is also part of the Zechariah 12, the Jerusalem being a cup of trembling amongst nations, and that this is also creating the dividing line for the Ezekiel wars in Jeremiah 50 and 51. So, we are in the time of the end, and we are in that time there where all prophecy is coming to light. And I think that's why so many, extra biblical texts and manuscripts, the Dead Sea Scrolls, Nag Hammadi codices, the Thracian epistles, and chronicles, there's so much material coming to light for people to consider and to read and review in order to gain greater insight into, what are the canonical texts and what they reveal.
Is that it, Zen? That's all you got? I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Because like I was actually talking to somebody, and it's like if you try to, I call it fellowship, they call it debate when they can't explain it, but words mean things. Like when they try to compare, when Ham seen the nakedness of his father, that just means that he did something with Noah. When you look at Leviticus 18:8, it clearly tells you what it means,
Right.
but they don't want to see it. I can highlight it, I can capitalize it, I can do anything I want, and they will not see it. Now, Chelsey has always told me I was blessed because I didn't grow up with the scriptures solid like that. So I didn't come from an indoctrination of even biblical. So when I read stuff, I just go by what the words mean. I look them up in the lexicon or Strong's, and or the biblical text itself says or describes it like Leviticus, right? 23,
Right.
like when it talks about all of the different feasts, I take it as its word. I don't try to change
Right.
it. I don't modernize it. I go by what the time period was then, was there. So Zen, like there was one part when you were debating somebody on serpent seed and they kind of ambushed you. Like you thought this was a long time ago. You thought they were going to debate you on something else, and then they changed it last minute. But
Yeah. Talking doctrine.
yes, and
Yeah, those guys.
yeah, so what ended up happening is I wanted to scream through there when I was listening to you on your podcast because I was like, because I mean you did them really well, but there was this one part where that one guy goes, I don't believe anything unless it's in the King James, but then he goes, that's why Webster's made. I go, dude, Webster's is not biblical canonical material, so it doesn't matter what Webster's defines a word as. It's not a biblical
Mhm.
definition. You see what I mean?
Yeah, we are both similar in that regard. I also was not one that had been raised. I went to Sunday school when I was young and
Yeah,
all of that, and attended church, but I was not one that had been raised up with just one particular text, or having been told stringently that this is the way it is and how to interpret it. I was able to go into the study of all of the manuscripts myself, reading them, reviewing them, and even just reading Genesis 3. It became clear to me that the beguilement of the serpent, Eve's beguilement by the serpent, that it had to have been sexual in nature. For how does eating of fruit lead to her bearing children in sorrow,
yeah,
you know, and having labor? And how is it that if, and which I do believe that they ate the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and that it was hallucinogenic in property, and that it opened their eyes and their minds and gave them an ability to see like the angels, to know good and evil. But there's a reason why they covered their genitals with the fig leaves,
yeah,
you know, and there's a reason why the Most High told them prophetically, addressing the serpent, that I'm going to put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. There's going to be enmity between those two bloodlines, and that Eve would bear children in sorrow, and that Adam would have to work the soil to bring forth sustenance to feed his children. All of that only makes sense, and it's mentioned in Second Corinthians chapter 11 as well. And when Paul mentions that Eve was not a chaste virgin because she was beguiled by the serpent, and that word beguiled is expatio in the Greek, and it means to be wholly physically seduced. And so, for people that still deny and fight against and are not anywhere open to this information, that it's all fine by me.
yeah.
I share what I can, and especially to people that are willing to listen, because those are the ones that will learn a lot more, and that the truth, as I've been sharing it in my books, it will affect them profoundly and bring them to the knowledge of, um, where they can go and study and read it for themselves, and to deliberate on it for however long they need before it settles in and becomes their own truth. and that's the way truth works, So both of us were, you know, similar in that regard, in that we were not brainwashed into believing it
Yeah, a
or
certain way.
understanding it in a certain way.
Yeah,
And I think that is greatly beneficial when
I think so.
you are, a neophyte and you're just coming to the text with just curiosity and
Yes.
interest and reading it, as it is on the page, uh, and because the Most High will lead you in discernment, and so
Yeah.
we don't need professionals or PhD seminaries to tell us that this is how you interpret something, or there's always some person that's supposedly the one that is the instructor to teach others about how to discern the word. And I think people should just read it for themselves, and the Spirit will lead.
Yeah, because you're just like myself. I think it's up to us to plant the seeds, but it's up to the people themselves to seek the nourishment, right? They're the ones that have to do
Absolutely.
more research, do all that stuff. Sometimes you can keep the fuel going, like if they listen to you every week or twice a week, but it's they have to start doing it themselves. They have to go
Yeah.
past that, and then they'll really get it and understand it. Now I'm getting something from
Right.
Chelsey here. Do you want to sign off the other ones and go on their own?
Um,
She's
if
back
I have
on.
my mic on. Yeah, so we have technically we were only supposed to do 30-40 minutes, but we were being generous tonight because I know we had some technical difficulties. We have rewarded you all for your patience. We have some questions from our platform, so we have a couple that we want to answer. So we are going to head back to our platform, but I promise you it's super easy to do, even for Tammy.
Now, this is the thing. Everybody on our platform, stay put. Nothing
Don't go
changes.
anywhere.
We are just signing off TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So Zen, do nothing. You're fine.
Yep.
There'll be a
Okay,
little,
good deal.
yeah. There'll just be a little intro. Go get a drink, for yourself there, Zen, and it'll just be like a couple of minutes. So we're gonna sign off of TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So if if Zen wants to say bye to everybody, that's it. And wait, where do they reach you? We'll let you do that one really quick before we sign off,
Yep.
everybody.
Sacredwordpublishing.com. That's where people can find all of my books. But you can email me directly, Zen Garcia 2010 at gmail.com. That's a direct line of communication. I don't do a whole lot of the Facebook and other social media, but I do try to keep up with the emails as much as I can. So,
Yeah,
but you
and
can also
go
reach
ahead.
out to the contact us at
Yes,
sacredword.com.
and you can reach out to us too. And Chelsey will put it in all the bios. You know how she is. She's clicking away already. So, so Zen, stay put.
I did.
Everybody.
I already got his social in there. I was like, I got to put this in there. Now I'm telling everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience. But we are heading over. I got Facebook left to theflatouttruth.com. So give me one. Well, I got one more and I'm done.
All right. And so then we will be signing off here, guys. And if you want to join us for the continuing of this show, and now we can really pick Zen's head. No, I can ask him way more questions now because we will be uncensored. We are
Right.
unchained on our platform. So that's a benefit. That's what I think.
Yeah, very much.
All right, guys. See you guys later. And we're going to sign off. And
I
Zen,
remember my buttons.
you can
Okay.
say the flat out truth at the end of this. So I say, I'm Paulino B. Michael.
I'm Chelsey B. Michael.
And this is Zen Garcia with us.
Yeah, I'm Zen Garcia.
And as always, be safe.
Be blessed.
And that's the flat out truth.
Right now. You're talking to Chelsey or me? I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water.